So hello everyone, welcome to this Pro Thoughts webinar. In the interest of time, I think let's start the session today. So the topic for today is PMP certification. Should you invest in it? I'm hoping that most of you who are attending this session know about PMP a little bit, and you are maybe in a dual mind whether I should go for it right now. Is it for me or not? So should you put in effort, money, and everything to go for the PMP certification? If you do it, how can you benefit out of it, right? So all these type of questions might be there in your mind. So we'll try to answer those queries here in the next 1 hour, so that at least you will get some pointers to think on that should you go ahead for the PMP certification. Is it for you or not? Okay. So should you invest in it? Now, invest is not only monetary investment, it's time investment, a lot of other things, right? So we'll talk about all the investments that you need to get certified and whether you should go for it or not. So that's the topic for today. So PMP certification, should you invest in it or not? Okay, is it for you? So before we proceed into the topic, actual content, this is about me so that you know whom you are getting the information from. My name is Arvind Nahata. I've been working with ProThought Solutions since 2015. It was when it was when it came into existence. I've been one of the founders, co-founders, director, and partner with ProThoughts. I'm myself a PMP certified professional even before joining ProThoughts, and I've been working as a trainer, PMP trainer. I do conduct a lot of PMP batches, and beyond PMP, there are several other project management courses, several customized courses for which I do conduct the trainings as well. Okay, so DASSM, that's the Agile Project Management Disciplined Agile certification. Then ITIL, then there are several corporate customized trainings as well. Okay, and CAPM as well at times. But the major flagship program, the major chunk of our effort goes into the most popular one, which is PMP certification. Okay, and you can see quite a few other qualifications and my work experience. If I need to give you a nutshell about myself, I'm one of the PMI authorized approved trainer for both PMP and Disciplined Agile. Okay, so that is one of the things. And I have around 20 plus years of experience. I did my engineering from Nagpur, graduated, and then shifted to US for my post-graduation. Did my post-graduation from Virginia Tech, and worked in US for around 10 years, around a decade plus, and then shifted back to India for good in 2011 with family. And then since then I've been in India 11 till 15, 2011 to 2015. I was working as the delivery head in Accenture, and later on in 2015 took a lead to resign from my job and took up the ProThoughts initiative as a full-time opportunity. So, and then I have mentored around 3,000 plus professionals across the globe so far, across different courses and all, and then conducted 130 PMP workshops alone. There are many other workshops as well. So including all of those, I've conducted around 5,000 hours in training in project management, consulting, advisory, those are separate. I'm also visiting faculty in several B schools. Then the 30,000 plus LinkedIn followers. I maxed out my connection in LinkedIn. You can just follow me. I keep on posting several things on project management. Okay, and you can see the names, organization names where I've been working in the previous 20 years before ProThoughts, 15 years before ProThoughts. That's about myself. Okay, and a little bit about organization, ProThoughts. So ProThoughts is a global registered education provider, REP, registered education provider with PMI. And now in the new pattern, from this year onwards, the REP is getting promoted to the ATPs. So we are now premier ATPs as well. Now ATP stands for Authorized Training Partners. So now we are partners with PMI, okay, and premier partners who are authorized by PMI to conduct these and train you and prepare you for the certification courses of PMI. We are also the official distributors of RMC publications in India, Rita Mulkey Corporation. Okay, we operate out of 2 offices, one in Pune, one in Mumbai. I'm in the Pune office. Okay, and then pre-COVID, we were conducting classroom trainings for several of the courses in 6 cities in India and many other locations in Middle East and Southeast Asia. Okay, during the COVID time, everything is online. So right now, all the classroom trainings are on hold. So we have trained around 5,000 plus professionals globally, 10,000 hours of training across 300 batches. And out of the 300 batches, the courses which we have covered, you can see the names: PMP, CAPM, PGMP is Program Management Professional Certification coming from PMI, Disciplined Agile courses, MS Project Tools training, and several other corporate customized trainings in project management. We have training customers in corporates and advisory and consulting customers. So we do provide advisory and consulting plus trainings to the corporate clients. 50 plus corporate clients we are associated with. We are associated with several business schools. You can see some names here, and you can see quite a few recognitions in the last couple of years. One of the first one which we got, which triggered us to resign from our jobs and take this initiative full time, was the CIO Review Magazine Times Group. Okay, so they considered us among the top 100 startups in India. Okay, and then like Your Story published our story in 2019 and so on. So you can, so these are quite a few recognitions. And then on the right side, top corner, you can see all the things that we do. Training is our strength. So we do classroom trainings, online trainings, which is live online, and then e-learning, which is self-paced learning, corporate trainings. Beyond trainings, we also implement softwares, purely project management softwares like MS Project, Primavera, Project Insight, Jira. There are too many, around 10 to 14 softwares. Okay, so project management softwares, implementation and consulting in that. Plus, we do advisory and consulting. And then one next thing that I'm going to talk about is the content and an e-commerce platform of ours, which we bought pre-COVID, but we are launching it next month, early next month. So we are calling it as Talk Project Management, TPM. So a lot of content as well as e-commerce part to it. So e-commerce means a lot of books and products and services associated with project management. Everything you can buy it here. So like mock exams, any sort of support that you want while you're preparing for any of the certification courses. So a lot of other things, bits and pieces, you can opt for it here. So it will be launched sometime next month. We plan to launch it. We actually launched it, but just then after that COVID happened. So it's a relaunch now that we are doing it in the next month. Okay, so that was all about Pro Thoughts and myself. Now coming to the topic for today. So what we are going to talk about is PMP certification for you. So should you invest in PMP certification? If yes, when to invest in? And then if after you invest, how can you benefit from it? If you cannot benefit from it, you should not invest, right? So you should know how you can benefit. Only then you should know, then that will tell you whether you should go ahead with the investment or not, right? So these 3 questions is what you need to answer for to decide should you go ahead with the investment into the PMP, right? So first of all, is it for you? Should you? Okay, is it for you? How you will decide whether I should go for PMP? So first of all, it is for you if you want to learn new skills. Okay, a lot of skills, people management skills, not only the project management knowledge that you learn. Okay, obviously that's the core of this whole PMP certification. But PMP, the way we teach PMP is, the way I look at PMP is a life skill. A lot of things that there is a session on YouTube which you can go through, which I keep on telling a lot of times, like life is a project. Even your life, personal life, you can look upon it as a project and apply a lot of project management concepts, obviously in a customized format, tweaked format, and make it work for you successfully. Okay, so PMP principles and concepts which you learn are very generic, and you can apply it in operations, in projects, in your personal life, with your family, friends, a lot of how to get the work done, how to do the effective delegation, a lot of these things that you learn, you can actually apply beyond projects, not only in corporates, even beyond corporates, right? So that's why PMP certification, if you want to learn new skills, this is for you. If you have that learning keenness, okay? Second, the focus will be on project management, obviously, right? That's the primary area. So if you're interested in project management, then for sure PMP is for you, right? Second thing. Third thing, the day you say to your corporate, to your organization that I'm PMP certified, obviously you will get better roles, but those better roles will come with a lot of challenges. People will look upon you with higher expectations. The expectations of your seniors, your colleagues, everybody increases, right? They expect that you will deliver better, more. So you have to face those challenges. So that is one of the things that you need to be ready for if you are going for PMP certification. Okay. So if I talk about roles, Sandeep, so PMP certification, one of the biggest absorbent for the PMP certification candidates is the PMO of the organizations, project management office. So the PMO department in many organizations hire a lot of PMPs, number one, right? Second, if you are working in organizations, big ticket, like big organizations which have big ticket projects, so big ticket projects certainly needs certified folks. So that's where the PMP certification, like if you go to a small organization with just 50 employees or 20 employees, probably PMP certification will not play a big role. I'm not saying it will not play a role at all, but probably will not be that much recognized. Bigger the organization, more the importance of PMP in it. So PMO is one of the big absorbents for the PMP certifications. And then wherever you find projects, PMP works really well, whether it's construction projects, banking projects, pharma projects, IT projects, any sort of projects. It could be marketing projects, sales. So you think about it. Okay. So manufacturing projects. So PMP is industry agnostic. I know a lot of people who actually do PMP certification because they want to shift from one industry to other. They want these generic skills based on which they can market themselves and shift industries. And they've been doing it successfully. I have a lot of examples in front of me. I've seen them. So if you have that capability, probably you will be able to utilize that to that extent as well. Okay. Like one example where individuals shifted from telecom to smart city projects. Just one example. Okay. So you can shift industries, but it may not happen overnight. It will need an effort from you, effort from your side, capability from your side, and it might take a little bit time. It's not like because PMP is not a magic wand that today you do it, today you get certified, tomorrow you can shift industry. No, you need to plan for it, put in effort, plan for it, and then go for it. Then only you can make it work for you. So that is to shift industries, but not everybody wants to shift industries, right? So if you want to stay within your industries, still going up the ladder, you might be looked upon with to take up more challenging role. Whenever there will be problems in the project, the senior management will expect you to step in and solve it because they expect you to have those skill sets because you are PMP. So be ready to face the challenging roles. And I see it as a good thing, right? If people look upon you, people rely upon you, it means you are making them dependent upon you. So which is a good thing, right? At least from your point of view, if you look at it. Getting promotions and everything becomes easier if you are able to get into that. So you are getting opportunities which otherwise people struggle to get it. So that is one of the good things here. So challenging should not be looked at as a negative thing. Okay. So that's there. And then you should be willing to add value. You learned something and you don't utilize it, believe me, it's entire money, time, effort, everything went into waste, right? So try to add value, try to contribute and see how you can do things better, where things are not happening correctly as per the standards. So where you can standardize things, where you can do something better, where something can be done in a lower budget, in a smaller schedule, with a higher quality. So you need to think on it, question yourself. You have to come out of the comfort zone and get into that uncomfortable area where you can contribute to the betterness of the projects, betterness of your organization. So adding value is something. So challenging roles and adding value go hand in hand, right? So even your management will ask you to get into those troubles and solve those. At the same time, figure out the problems and see where things can be improved, and you need to contribute towards that side as well, value add, right? So these are the 4 things. If you want to get into these things, PMP should be one of the best options for you. Now, when to do it? You want to do it, but are you ready? Maybe you are not ready right now. You will be ready next month, next year, after 6 months, right? So you need to ask, am I ready to go for PMP right away? Sometimes there are candidates who come to us saying, I should have done it 2 years back. I'm already too late in my career to do the PMP, right? So asking, are you ready when to do the PMP certification? Is it the right time? That is also important. So let's answer that as well. Okay. So first of all, to qualify for PMP, you need to have minimum 3 years of project experience. If you don't have 3 years of project experience, you will not qualify. So that is the basic requirement for PMP. So even if you want to do it and if you don't have that, you have to put it on hold. Okay, so minimum 3 years of experience. Second one is the commitment needed from your side. A lot of people actually enroll into the PMP program to realize later that, oh, you know what, I'm too occupied right now. If you cannot invest 250 to 300 hours of effort in the next coming few months, in the next 3 to 6 months, don't go for PMP right now. Go for PMP when you are relatively free in the next 3 to 6 months, 1 to 2 quarters. And when you feel that in the next coming months, you will be able to spend 2 to 3, 4 hours every day. If you are able to spend more than that, probably you can enroll into this right away. So total what it takes is 250 to 300 hours of effort. Now all this effort is not studies. It's application process, taking the mock exams, improving the scores. A lot of things are there, step-by-step procedure. Okay, so we're not getting into that step-by-step procedure in this 1 hour, but that we normally cover in our PMP syllabus. But what you need to know is you should be ready to invest 300 hours of your effort time in the next couple of months. There's no hard rule as that you have to do it in 3 months or something. You might take 1 year as well, but not recommended. Earlier you do it, once you get into it, easier it will be. In the flow of things, it will be easier to get it done. You put a break in between, believe me, 90+% of the time, if you put a break in between, chances are very high you will never be doing it. You will start finding reasons which is of a more importance than doing PMP. There will always be an excuse why not to do PMP now. That's why if you're putting a break in between, it becomes very tough. So started putting effort, get it done before you commit to anything else. So make sure you have that bandwidth to put in these many hours. And then the total budget monetary amount required, I've just put it in 2 currencies, dollars and Indian rupees. So you can convert dollars into equivalent of other currencies wherever you are. So $1,000 is what it will take approximately. It's a little less than 1,000 only. It's 900 something. So I just rounded it to $1,000. So $1,000 overall, which includes the PMI membership, the PMP exam fees, and what you pay to us to help you with your training, the study materials, the mock exams, the application support, educational support, all of those things that we will provide you. So what you pay to ProThoughts, what you pay to PMI, everything combined together is $1,000 approximately. Okay. So these are the 3 things. If you're ready for these 3 things, if you feel that you have the 3 years of experience, the next couple of months, you can put in maximum 300 hours and $1,000 budget you can afford in the next 3-4 months, then you can go for PMP certification. Is it for you? We discussed when to go for it. Now that we have discussed, now the next question is, which probably is somehow related with, is it for you? Is how can you benefit out of it? Once you become PMP certified, what are the benefits? And are you looking for those benefits? If you're looking for those benefits, then only PMP is for you. It makes sense to go for it, right? So how can you benefit from being a PMP? So let's talk about that now. Okay, first, with the challenging roles, people looking upon you, relying upon you, obviously you are bound to grow in career. You know, so the way I look at PMP is, if somebody comes to me saying, Arvind, I am PMP certified, I know what knowledge he carries with it, because there are no shortcuts to PMP. You cannot do PMP by just attending the training and the very next day sitting for the exam and cracking it. It cannot be done. PMP is almost like an MBA in project management. If you go, I know a lot of institutes, B schools, where there are MBA courses in project management. If you see their syllabus and if you see the PMP syllabus, 90% it's matching. 90% of the PMP MBA course syllabus is covered in PMP. It's like a fast track MBA. Okay, so you're learning a lot of things in a very short time. That's one thing. So with that knowledge, you are bound to grow, because obviously if you have knowledge, you will be able to utilize it and contribute, right? So one of the things is growth in the career. people rely upon you. Certification, this PMP certification is highly reliable, highly recognized by industry, right? So people, these credentials are also more. So growth in career is one. Second is higher salary. One of the surveys which was done, I think it was done around 10 years back, but still holds true to a big extent, is that without a PMP, if you want to switch your job, how much do you normally expect? With PMP, you should be expecting minimum 20% more. It can be 30 to 40% more as well if you are really underpaid, or based on industry to industry, it might vary, right? But minimum 15 to 20%, you should be expecting more than what you otherwise would have expected without a PMP. So that's the ROI. You can think about it from PMP. So what you are investing, that $60,000, 60,000 INR, what you are investing in PMP normally pays off within a year, less than a year, and that becomes a new base for you. What you make in the future years, based on this higher amounts, that is not even being considered here, right? So this, the amount that you are investing, if you talk about only from financial point of view, the ROI is very high, because salary growth itself takes care of the PMP certification cost. So salary is higher is what you can expect with the PMP. Obviously, you need to crack the interview. All those things goes without saying, but at least it will open the doors for those positions which are offering you higher salary. So a lot of opportunities in the market are there which mandate PMP. There are positions which require either where you will find PMP required or PMP preferred. Even PMP preferred means a lot of you will be above, you will be considered above many of the other candidates as well. So that gives you a higher edge, higher chances of getting selected. Okay, but any certification, including PMP, no certification can guarantee success. Every organization knows that. That's why cracking the interview is still important. Just because you are PMP, you are not going to get an opportunity or a job. You still have to crack the interview, right? Because a lot of things that still needs to be tested could be like your attitude and a lot of other things like that, which the organizations might need, right? Are you a team player? Your communication skills. So a lot of those type of things they will be still checking. But at least one hurdle is crossed. It opened the door. At least you got the interview calls. That will be there with the PMP. So higher salary is the second thing. Then third is more credibility. People, as soon as you say I'm PMP certified, I know what you know. I know which knowledge level you are at, because unless you don't have that knowledge, you cannot crack the exam, right? There are no shortcuts to PMP. So I know what you know. I know your knowledge about project management, so that so I know you can add value. So people will rely upon you, will depend upon you, and when you speak, people will take you seriously. You will have much more credibility in the market. And I know when I became PMP certified, after one point of time, I got many of the senior people, 2 levels above me, who actually came to me when I was in US at that time. I know 2 levels above senior who came to me and talked to me. Arvind, can you guide me on? And I was able to crack that. And it was one of the toughest managers whom people were not getting well very easily. I was able to get well very easily with him. Why? He wanted to do PMP, and he realized I just did it. So he wanted, it has a personal reason why he came to me, but I was able to become very close to him this way. This is like I'm talking about a little out of the way thing, but credibility means he came to me and asked for my advice, right? Why? I'm two level junior to him. Still he came to me because he also wanted to do PMP at that time. So where I did it from, what did I refer, what are the next steps, how much is the budget, any tips. It talked about a lot of things. And then when he used to prepare, he had doubts, he used to come to me again and again for his queries, clarifications. So people rely upon you, they believe you, they take you seriously much more, right? So credibility is much more higher. And one of the things is, if you know things, you are confident, and that confidence will come up in the way you deal with people, talk to people, project yourself. It shows up in your the way you interact with people, right? So that confidence is visible to the others, right? So that you automatically become not overconfident, but you will be confident on what you say because you know it is right. If something is wrong, you will be confidently tell with reasons, right? So higher confidence is also very important. And then obviously with all these things, you will be able to give better results, better outcome, because of which you might get promotions, higher salary, growth, good ratings, better job satisfaction, right? So these are all interconnected. So these are all the different benefits of PMP. Few are short, immediate benefits, few are recurring benefits, few are benefits which you may not get right away, but maybe in the long run you will get it. So you will find benefits in a lot different ways once you complete the PMP certification. Okay. And how you can benefit from it means with the PMP certification, just because you did PMP certification or you thought of doing the PMP certification does not give you the benefits, right? You have to take actions. So the actions will be first initiate the process. You need to know what are the next steps. So you need to initiate the process to get into the PMP certification plan. So mindset, number one. Then you need to attend a training session or you need to do the self-study to gain the knowledge. Based on that, clear the exam, get certified. And then only knowing about things is not enough for you to benefit out of it, right? Just because you became PMP certified will not give you benefits. Now you need to apply that knowledge to yield results, and that success will give you benefits, right? So you have to be successful by using that knowledge. So applying or using that knowledge is important. Just about know. So if you know a lot of things but don't utilize it in your work, no point knowing about it, right? So applying of the knowledge is very important. So normally what I explain that is in a format called Suhari. So this is a very popular one. I talk about that in almost every webinar. Okay. So Suhari is a concept which have come up from the martial arts. Okay. Taekwondo, Judo, a lot of these martial arts use this concept of Suhari. So what do you mean by Suhari? Suhari, it's a 3-stage thing. Su means when you are learning, gaining knowledge, right? When you are a student, you are learning things and gaining knowledge. Ha is when you are actually applying that knowledge and becoming experienced. You actually are applying what you learned in the Su phase and applying it in the Ha phase and making mistakes, learning from mistakes, applying, seeing it work, and so you know what works, what does not work. So gaining experience overall, right? So Ha is a phase where you apply that knowledge and gain experience. And Re is the last phase where you are super experienced, highly experienced, and now you are an expert whom people look upon it, and you define the rules. You define the rules of the game. You can define what the standards are going to be, what needs to be, what are the wrong things in the standards. So Re is where you dictate things, or you play around with things, modify things, right? Experiment with things. So these are the 3 phases of, and unless you don't do all the 3, so third one, at least the first 2 you have to do to be successful. And if you have been doing it successfully, at one point of time, you will be into the 3rd stage for sure. Okay. So I think that was all I wanted to talk about here. Now I'll open up for Q&A. If you have any questions, anything that you want me to specifically cover, okay, I can take it up. What you can see on the screen is the contact details. You can reach us out on any of these contact numbers. You can the website, I think it's a typo. It's not prothoughts.com. It's prothoughtssolutions.com or prothoughts.co.in. Okay. So prothoughtssolutions.com or prothoughts.co.in. So that's a typo. Please follow that. And let me just do 2 things. And in the meanwhile, you can either ask me to unmute you, or you can type in your query in the chat box, and just give me 2 minutes and I'll start answering the questions. In these 2 minutes, I'm giving you the one PDU claim code for those who want that. Okay. And then I'll start with the answer. So just give me 1 minute to type the PDU claim code in the chat box here. Okay. So everyone. Okay. So I hope everybody can see the chat box here, right? So in the chat box, you can see what I just typed. So that's the claim code for 1 hour for those who need that from the PMI renewal PDUs. Okay. For those who don't have any of the PMI certifications, don't worry about it. Okay. Now let me just start going through the questions here. Okay. So how to claim this one PDU, 1 hour of renewal PDU is you need to go to pmi.org. Don't claim it today because it will take some time to have, because the session is still ongoing, so it's still not active. So what I will suggest, after 24 hours from today, so tomorrow evening, same time, 24 hours from now, go to pmi.org, go log in with your ID and login credentials, and type in this, go under the renewal PDU section and type in this code, and automatically it will display all the course details and everything. You just need to submit, provide some details like 1 hour session, the date for today, all those things, and submit. It takes 1 to 2 days. So because it's a Friday tomorrow, you might get it reflect active. The 1 hour might be approved by Monday or Tuesday next week. Okay. So that's all. The 1 hour can be claimed on the pmi.org website. That was about how to claim. Now let me just start with the queries here. So Mohammed, classroom trainings, we are also very eagerly waiting because Delta variant we don't know, so we don't want to take a chance. Okay, so it's again increasing. So as soon as the Delta variant thing is clear, probably we'll start all the 6 classroom trainings, including Delhi. So you can have a look, keep on looking on our website. You go on prothoughts.co.in and select PMP classroom trainings under that Delhi. And if the dates are marketed, if you are filing, you can see the dates there. But right now, at least for the next 2-3 months, we are not having a batch in Delhi because of the Delta variant. No, Aditya. So 300 hours, you can take 1 year as well. No constraint. PMI gives you those trainings are valid for 5 years, but you should not utilize that much time. Because if you don't do it in 6 months, chances are very less that you might go for it, because what you learn in the training gradually starts fading away. So that's why earlier you do it, easier it will be for you to crack the exam. So PMP is no rocket science. Okay. So a lot of people find it very tough to crack the exam. It's not rocket science, but it's not so easy as well. This effort and your commitment is needed. We are there to help you, guide you, mentor you, clarify your doubts and everything. But study is something that you have to do. Those 300 hours I cannot put in for you, right? So that is something you will have to put in effort. So we'll tell you where to put, how to put, what is the sequence-wise, step-by-step things. But you have to be prepared for 300 hours. Now, how quickly you put 300 hours, I know one. Best case scenario, I had a candidate who cleared the exam in 18 days. 18 days after the training. Less than 20 days, less than 3 weeks. One of the best case scenarios. He just took time from off, 24/7 preparing for PMP after the training. More than 15 hours every day putting in only for PMP preparation. And within 18 days, he was able to crack it. So that is like I'm not saying everybody has to do that. And then there are scenarios where people have taken a year or even longer. So it's up to you how you want to do it. No restrictions, but I will recommend 3 to 4 months is an optimum time when maximum candidates do it, because I'm assuming you will be working while preparing. So if you're working for 8-9 hours, it's not so easy to put in more than 2 to 3 or 4 hours at the max. right? Maybe you cover a little bit of extra hours over the weekend or the days off. So you need to plan for that. We talk about that strategy and everything planning in the PMP workshop. But you need to work on that. So 300 hours, you know your commitment, so you need to plan for it. So Jasmine, 3 years of project experience means 36 months working on the projects. It may not be one project, it could be like 12 months, 18 months, another 10 months. So minimum, if you have 3 years or 36 months working on the projects, you will qualify. How to put that app in the application and everything, we will help you. Okay, it's not like copy paste of the resume, but you need to do a complete application has to be redone in a format which PMI wants you to do. And you need to understand the format, else it will get rejected. So we help you with your application as well. So, but 36 months of experience, if you have it, we can tell you how to project your experience. No, you don't have to be PMI certified member, Sandeep. You may not be a PMI member and you still can sit for the PMP and become PMP certified. Okay, for claim, yes. Okay. So sorry, I missed out for the second part. For claim, yes. So Mohammed, as I said, trading now and exam after December, putting a gap in between is not recommended. I will suggest go for the training only after the exams are over. No. So Manohar, the requirement is not 3 years as a project manager. That's why I said project experience. You might be a team member in the project. You might be, see, a lot of people actually do PMP because they want to become a project manager. Okay, so and requirement from project PMI is not that you need to have 3 years of experience as a project manager. No, till the time you are a part of the project for 3 years, a project team member, a SME, supervisor, tech lead, team lead, you will qualify. Business analyst, testing person in the project, any type of role that you have played. Till the time you are contributing in the project, you will qualify. 36 months, you should be a part of the project. May not be as a project manager. 3 years as a developer, yes. So Aditya, as I said, contributing in the project, in any role, does not matter. Hold on. Guys, please copy it when I'm copying it because I'm not able to copy. Copy is not working for this one. It's just above there. Just browse a little up and you will find the code. Okay, I hope I'm typing the last time. So Rajesh, even we don't need the relieving letter. Some reference, some seniors, some reference contact details is good enough. We'll help you with your application. Don't worry about it. There are a lot of different ways of validating your experience. You don't, so there are more than, so you will not struggle on that part. If you have experience, we know how to get it done. Importance is you should have it. After that, we will help you out on that. Okay, so one thing I would request all of you, I'm just running a poll here. If you could just, it's a 1 minute, just 3 questions. It will not take more than 30 seconds. So please, I'm launching it. Just 3 questions, multiple choices. You just need to select an answer. It's for the feedback to the PMI. Any other question you want me to answer? Yes, Manohar. So 60,000 includes everything. When I said 60,000 INR, that will include everything. Out of that, probably 40,000 will go to PMI and 20,000 approximately. I'm just giving the rough round figures. Okay, 1-2,000 here and there. A lot of things are in dollars, so it may not be exact amount. So rounding up, around 40,000 will go directly to PMI for the exam fees and the PMI membership, and around 20,000 or less will come to ProThoughts for all the study material, mock tests, educational support, application support, everything, all inclusive, training, 35 hours of session. Okay, any other question? I think we still have around 10 minutes. So we have 10 minutes, so I can take up any questions that you might have. Just browsing through to make sure I have not missed out any of the questions here. No, I think I've answered so far all of it. I don't see anything. So let me just share the poll results as well with all of you. Hope all of you have answered. I have only seen 30 out of 50. So we have seen 60% participation in the poll. If anybody wants to still do it, please do that. Oh, okay. Sorry, Ramakrishna. Let me just go there as well. I'm not looking in the Q&A. Agree. Yes. Okay, so there are 3 questions there as well. Can I cover 250 to 300 hours in span of 6 months, or is it mandatory to complete it? Okay, I think I've answered that, Aditya. You copy pasted the same question there. So it's really up to you. There is no mandate that 6 months or 4 months, but 3 to 4 months is a good enough time. Okay. So Rama, PGMP is like an extension after PMP. Normally what we recommend is first you do PMP, and after that a lot of doors open up. Like PMP is like a master's degree, and then you need to decide in what you want to do a PhD, right? Where you want to be an expert. I know a lot of people who want to, after PMP, they say, okay, I want to be an expert in Agile. So they will go for certain Agile certifications. Few will say, no, I want to get into program management and portfolio management, higher up on the management ladder. So they will go into that. Few people are like, no, we want to stay technical in project management. I'll go for risk management certification or quality management, Six Sigma or RMP certification. So there are a lot of different options that open up after PMP. So you need to decide what works for you after PMP, what interests you, what type of exposure you have at work. All those things will lead to you to decide whether you need to go for the verticals or horizontals. So a lot of options are there after PMP. And if you are PMP certified, then yes, then PGMP can be done. If you have good experience and you qualify for PGMP, then I think PGMP will not take more than a month. PMP takes much more, because a lot of things that you learn in PMP, the basics of PGMP is all covered in PMP already. So you just need to know the advanced level information. So Rajesh, if you are PMP certified or any of the PMI certifications holders, then you can renew it. For renewal, you need certain hours of certain PDUs, right? So this code will give you 1 PDU for this from this webinar. You don't hold any certification, you don't have to worry about it. So if you want to go for PGMP, Rama, just message us in the contact details are on the screen. You can drop us an email or message us on WhatsApp, and we'll have the PGMP sales guy connect with you and give you all the details. Okay, any other questions? So, okay, so I think that we have less than 10 minutes left. But if no questions, then I think we can wrap up. So, no questions? So we do offer a lot of these courses. Because we have time, I just wanted to show this. So we have a 60-hour PDU course as well. If you cannot get the entire PDUs, you can reach us out. We are authorized to give you 60 PDUs for your renewals, for PMP and any other PDUs for other things as well. So if you want, you can take up any of these courses from us. This is a little outdated slide. There are many other courses as well, which we offer as of today, beyond these, what you can see on the screen. Okay, we do a lot of things in project management. So if you feel that you can add value, you can contribute, you can do something, please reach us out. Okay. So Narendra, PGMP is the next level, as I said, that after PMP, what you want to excel in. If you want to excel in program management, if that's what you are working in, then probably you can go for that. If you feel you want to become an expert in Agile, then you can go for any of the Agile certifications, SAFe, Axel, a lot of them, right? If you want to go for, say, risk management professional or quality or schedule professional, planning professionals. So there are a lot of project planners roles available in the market. So if you want to be expertise a project planner, so a lot of these type of specific expertise if you want beyond PMP. So PMP is like a master's degree. After that, what you want to do as a PhD, based on your interest, your capability, your exposure, you need to decide. So PGMP is one of them. So PGMP is the next logical level where program managers managing multiple projects at the same time, right? That's what PGMP teaches you. So none of the courses which PMI have defined, Narendra, you can do it by your own. If you want to do by your own, probably it will take you 2 years. And a lot of people who try to do it by their own, and they conclude it's not my cup of cake. It's too tough. PMP is considered among one of the top 10 toughest certifications globally. So think about that. From that point of view, you will need some. So you need to know how to smartly prepare for PMP. And same goes for everything, right? PGMP can be done in 1 month. If you try to do it by yourself, probably 3 to 4 months. So time value of money of yours. You need to evaluate that. So Rajesh, it really depends. It's not about difficulty level. If you have exposure on Agile, then you will find it easier, right? Because now the Agile is also included. If you don't have exposure to Agile, probably then you will find it a little more tough. To case by case, it will be varying. One person might find it easier now because of the 50% Agile. Other might not find it that easy. But one thing for sure is, in the new pattern, effective from this year, the syllabus has doubled. Not doubled, but it has become more than 1.5 times. So much more content to cover before going for PMP exam. So you learn much more than what you used to learn earlier, till last year. Earlier, I used to say 200 to 250 hours. Now I'm saying 250 to 300 hours. Till last year, the effort required was less than 250. Now it's less than 300. No, Rama. So Scrum Master and Project Manager is not the same. So Scrum Master manages scrums or sprints. Project Manager overlooks all the scrums and sprints together. And so high-level planning is done by Project Manager. Implementing of that high-level plan is done by and detailed planning is done by the Scrum Master. So Scrum Master and Project Manager can never be the same. If you talk about Scrum of Scrums, you will have multiple Scrum Masters in the same project, right? But the project can only have only one project manager. Whether it's multiple Scrums going on at the same time, still the project is supposed to have only one project manager. So Rama, it really depends again, your exposure to Agile. But yes, if you're PMP certified, you know a lot of basics already. So if you're already PMP certified, you are in that mindset. So probably it's not SCM, it's CSM, right? Certified Scrum Master. So CSM becomes easier. We normally refer to Rita Mulkey, Rajesh, because that's a much more effective book than PMBOK. PMBOK is not a PMP specific study material. You need a guide which explains you, which is much more exam focused, a lot of question banks, activities, exercises, and tells you what is important, what is not important from exam point of view in PMP. So all those things you will not find in PMBOK. So you need a guide. Rita Multi is one of the best, highly rated guide globally, and we are the official distributors of that. Okay, so you can. So all our trainings are driven based on Rita Multi. PMBOK, even PMI have announced officially that that's just a reference material. If all the other certification courses like CAPM, PGMP, for all of them, they suggest you to refer PMBOK. PMBOK, not a single place you will find a mention of PMP or CAPM or any courses as such. It's not an exam focused book. No. So syllabus has changed, but PMBOK 6 is still this. So PMIs, whenever we ask a question, because PMBOK 7 got launched, so now the PMP will be based on PMBOK 6 or PMBOK 7. The answer came from PMI is, guys, PMBOK is not for PMP. PMBOK 7 was launched for a different purpose. So forget about PMBOK. PMP syllabus is based on the exam content outline, not on the PMBOK. You can refer PMBOK, but don't rely purely on PMBOK to crack the exam. That is what they come up with. They say that. This is what we got officially in rewriting from PMI. Okay. So that's why the Rita 10, which is the latest book, which was launched in December last year for the new pattern this year, effective this year. So that's what we normally refer to. And obviously the exam content outline and the PMI choice platform access, which will have the student manual coming from PMI, all those things will be combined together is the study material for PMP. You need study material which is exam focused, right? Not a generic study material. Okay, so I think with this, I will stop here. Thanks everyone for dialing in. Thank you for attending, and all the best for your preparation. If you are preparing for PMP, hope all these things, or if you are thinking to go for PMP, hope this session helped you, right? And you can reach us out. Let me again put the contacts details on the screen. So you can reach us out on any of these. So email, phone numbers, all are there on the screen. Okay. So with this, I think we will stop here. Thanks everyone.